Tonight, we are watching Confessions of a Time Traveler, The Man from 3036. I'm King Jordan. This is Spooky Hours. We do this every night around 12. And I always ask y'all to come out with a bev or a snack or something. I got an orange tonight. But if you look at my other videos, I'll be banging. I'll be banging on here. Y'all make sure y'all like and subscribe. Let's get into it. It's juicy too.
It sounds like a plot from a movie. Police are trying to unravel the true identity of a mystery man.
Hey, speaking of oranges, real quick, excuse me. Have you ever had a frozen orange? Frozen orange. Man, if you haven't tried, then let it thaw out just a little bit, but it's still hard. Bro, I'm telling you, pause too. Telling you, it's amazing, man. Amazing. Sorry.
Travel. It sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, when in fact it could be more of a reality than we think.
Scientists now claim time travelers could use parallel dimensions to visit the past.
Police say that it is possible that this guy just has a very active fantasy life, and that it might not be something more nefarious than that.
It was this picture from a security camera police used.
I ain't gonna lie, I believe it. I believe it. I believe, man, come on. Everything else in this world is crazy and impossible. Why can that not be? And they already kind of figured it out anyway.
To identify the man accused of stealing.
It's under investigation what the true motive behind this is. We are exploring his mindset and any possibility that mental health played a role in this.
The one thing police have not been able to figure out, the person's identity.
It was a shock, not only to the public, but to investigators too.
We received startling information from the state lab regarding the presence of an unknown male profile.
The DA says they are still conducting multiple DNA tests. They won't say where investigators are in the testing process.
Here's this mystery person.
No one knew who he was.
A big
Traveling
question
back
mark
in time,
a case
and
like
unidentified.
Investigators aren't losing hope they'll one day put a face to a man.
You know it's real when there's so many articles done on it. So many. There's everybody different perspective of what this man is and what's going on.
Who so far doesn't show up in any missing person database anywhere in the country.
By the way, that person spoke this in 2014, 15, something like that. Maybe 17. It's 2024. Let's see if some of the things he say is coming true.
So you may have seen this story in the news. Time traveler from 3036 arrested. An identified man gets arrested for stealing. Claims to be from the year 3036. Authorities say the unknown man has no birth record, no social security number, and no identification file on record. When asked why he was stealing, he told police he thought clothing and food was free in the marketplaces. He later explained this to be part of the new society in the...
So where he's from is a whole different rules. The rules are different. Their clothes are free in the market. That's crazy. Ain't nothing
year
really free.
3036, the year he is supposedly from, in the future.
Hi, Sebastian?
What's that?
Yep, my name's Jack Helms. Is this Sebastian?
Yeah.
Yes, my name's Jack. I'm a journalist and documentary filmmaker. I was really intrigued by your story. Just curious if I can have a quick minute of your time to talk.
What about?
Well, like I was saying, I'm absolutely fascinated by your story, and I'm sure I can speak for everyone when I.
He talking in code to him. He letting him know, hey, nigga, we know that you an alien or something. You ain't from here. We know. So either you gonna come properly to talk to me, or you just gonna just act like nothing is wrong.
Say this, but I'd love to know more about the future.
You're better off not knowing. And I'm telling you, you'd be better off not knowing.
Why do you say that?
It's just not what you think it would be.
Would you be open to doing an interview with me?
I'm really not trying to do interviews.
Cause he know. He
I
know if he
completely
leaves,
understand, but I
go
really
there,
believe
he
you,
ain't coming
and
back.
I believe your story. I just feel like your perspective on things would be important to probe, and the things you know must be truly incredible. Would you please just give me a few minutes of your time for an interview?
Yeah, okay.
Great. I appreciate it very much.
surprised they
I'll
accepted.
call you later this week to schedule a good time, okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Man, I'm telling you, man. I don't think he made it out of there. It was like, ain't no way. We gotta study you some more. We gotta cut you up. Gotta see what's going on inside you.
You must be Jack. Do you have a cell phone on you?
Yeah.
Please turn that off now. If you absolutely must keep it on for emergency purposes, please put it in airplane mode, and please do that now.
Okay.
We're gonna go over here and talk.
So why are we here?
I like it here. It's a good place to come and gather.
If he acting, he a good actor. Because man, he seemed like he straight serious, like he on business.
Thoughts. You know?
Bless me. Bless you too.
Well, I want to thank you for taking the time to meet us today. I expected you to be bald though, because in all the pictures I've seen, you're bald.
Yeah. I didn't have hair when I first got here. You see, people's hair doesn't grow in the future.
Why not?
Radiation. Man-made radiation.
That's crazy. Somehow we adapt to it.
Is so concentrated by the 2080s that people don't grow any hair anymore.
Oh.
Men and women alike.
So why the mask?
I have to wear it.
And why is that?
My immune system. Everybody in the future has to wear masks or respirators when going outdoors.
When does this all happen?
It's happening right now. If you had any idea what you were breathing in right now, you'd be wearing a mask too.
Why is that?
I already told you. You're not gonna.
I'd be like, you got an extra one on you, dog? Like, for real. You tell me whatever I breathe in it right now, I don't know what I'm breathing? What?
Want to hear this stuff. There's nothing good about it. How old are you?
42.
Yeah, see. You'll be long gone, way before this stuff starts to affect anybody.
What do you mean?
People's health rapidly declines over time. It's basically unstable and unfit conditions for the next 90 years from now. You see, by the 2080s, everything changes. Over 1 billion people die as a result of it.
Oh.
And that's just in a 20-year span.
Who y'all think that was? Or is? man, because it wasn't COVID, you know what I mean? But it couldn't be, haven't happened yet. Man, that's tough.
Practically everybody born after that point is born with high levels of ionized metals in their bloodstream. And that's one of the main reasons our immune system is so weak, and that's why I asked you to turn off your cell phone. The amount of radiation that comes from your cell phone is enough to make me feel extremely sick.
This guy, I think he's a real deal. Because it's like he's almost annoyed that we think that we're so smart and high tech and we're doing these other.
I get chest pains, headaches, vomiting. The amount of radiation coming from your devices is off the charts. You know, cell phones, they're banned in the future. They were completely banned by the 2060s when they realized how harmful they were for you. Matter of fact, the 5G rollout you guys have going on right now is the beginning of it all, according to our history books. If you guys understood how dangerous these frequencies are, you'd have never agreed to it. You people are oblivious to it. It's crazy. There's no self-aware people in this time. Everywhere you go, you see children and babies with cell phones in their hands.
So like cell phones is going to be like the destruction of us, basically, by cellular signals.
You have no idea how dangerous it is. You know, in the future, they refer to this time as the idiot era. No offense. But you guys just don't have any idea. The average lifespan by the 2080s is around 40 years old for men and 50 years old for women.
That's man, that's crazy.
That's all because of the radiation. It gets better. It takes time. By 3010, things will start to look up. But it'll always be a problem.
It's always, yep, I knew it. I knew it was going to be a but. I knew it was going to be a but.
Probably a problem we'll never fix. It doesn't matter.
The official report is that Sebastian, the man from 3036, could not be identified by any official documents whatsoever. It was verified by officials that his name, or at least the name he's using, has never been in any previous databases. This guy basically has no records at all. So that's a pretty good trick.
So do you plan on staying here?
No, I can't go back. The technology's not even here yet, even if I wanted to. I'll say that loosely. The technology is absolutely here. It's just not readily available like it is at my time.
Man, that's
Perhaps
deep.
you've heard of the Montauk Project or the Philadelphia Experiment. These are all time travel missions funded by the US military.
So is time travel normal in the future? Like, does everybody do it?
Well, no. Everybody knows that it's real and that it's feasible, but it's restricted for military purposes and elite staff only. If a resident or a civilian is caught time traveling, it's prohibited.
So is the future like they say it's going to be, like flying cars and robots and all that?
Yeah. We've got flying cars. They're called F-crafts. We've got robots, primarily working off of AI.
That's crazy because AI just started. Basically, everything uses AI now. And I think that those crafts cars are spaceship technology, alien technology. Excuse me. Y'all let me know.
We don't have homes like you do now. We have what's called pods. Homes were completely done away with by the 3000s. Pods they're like homes, but a lot smaller, airtight, sealed. They don't affix to the ground. They use magnetic technology.
But the Egyptians, what they were saying, was using sound waves and different things like that. That's kind of crazy. We figured out that our ancestors were smarter than us.
So basically, you flip a switch, it locks. You flip off the switch, it unlocks. And this is done for transportation purposes. Robots are primarily used for labor positions. AI, which you have already started to implement in your time, but we use on a much larger scale.
The first story I read about you were arrested for stealing food. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, that was the first day I got here, actually. I wasn't aware of your customs here yet. You see, in the future, things like fruit, water, some vegetables, they're free in the marketplaces. We have what's called nourishment centers, where basically you're allowed up to 3 items at no cost.
Wow. That's crazy. 3 items with no cost. That means nobody should be going hungry. Nobody should not be going. I think he said per day. Yeah, that's crazy.
And fruit, you never have to pay for. So it's just a simple misunderstanding, really. Oh, and water. I still can't get over the fact that you guys pay for water to be bottled up here.
I always thought that. Why do we pay for water and electric when all that is free?
Your time makes history in so many ways.
After our interview, I found myself pretty amazed. I'm not saying I'm a believer at this point. I mean, anyone can make up a story, but I have to admit it.
I ain't gonna lie, if he making up a story, that's a mighty good damn story. He need to be in Hollywood. That's a damn good story, man.
Pretty good story. After a few days went by, I thought of a million more questions I wanted to ask. I found myself wanting more information about the supposed future. And more importantly, I wanted to push for more proof, something that can point to the truth. I really wanted to know, is this guy from the future, or is it all just a story?
Maybe that's how they walk there too. Like his walk even different. Like how this man walking, he walking different.
So I'm on my way to an interview with Sebastian, and I've noticed something strange. Ever since I left the house, this same car has been following me. And I'm 100% sure it's the same car because when I stopped to get gas, it stopped. And then when I left, it followed.
What do you do in situations like that? You just gotta call the police, I guess, man. That's scary. That's crazy. I don't know what they got in that car.
So it's either a coincidence or I'm being followed. Hey.
Hey, how's it going?
How you doing?
All
Hey,
right.
thanks for having us. You mind if I come in and use your restroom? It's been...
He like just straightforward. No, what's good, yo, or whatever. He just straightforward. Like, yeah, get to the point. Why you here? Why you bringing all this radio reaction to my house? All these cameras and stuff you got.
Driving for a long time.
Come on.
Them calling their beards. Like, is it all that serious, man? I'm pretty sure he could have asked him, man, hey, can I cut a piece of your hair? I could study it. He probably wouldn't.
Will you just give me everything in one big crash course, more or less?
One big crash course, huh? Yeah, okay. There's gonna be several major wars. There's gonna be a world war that will change.
Man, I think that this is so good, by the way. Shout out to our lovely subscriber that requested us to do this. Really appreciate her. It's crazy because I wonder would it be like the War of Worlds, like with aliens and people. It's crazy. You know? Whole galaxy at war with each other.
Many things for your lifetime. It's going to be between the US, the EU, China, Russia, and the Middle East, more specifically Iran. This war is going to be massive, and there's another one starting right now.
Bro, this is crazy. This is deep, man. This stuff is already predestined. Like it's already. Like, it's no way. How do you know this stuff? And you know when someone's telling the truth. Y'all feel it too, like, man, this dude telling the truth.
With this coronavirus, this war will be known as the vaccine war. Billions of people refuse the vaccine, and billions of people die as a result of it. There is no resolve, even through my time. This vaccine is a mandatory chip implant. By the time I was born, every child born into the corporation is required to have it. You can actually see the scar where I have mine. Feel it.
I'd say, show us the scar.
Yeah, I can feel that's weird.
Everybody.
Show us. Like, don't just, we don't want to just hear you describe. Show us, man.
It's required to have it. You can't travel. You can't go to school. You can't work. You can't do anything without this chip. At that point, you're basically a beneather.
What's a beneather?
Right. So the beneathers are the people that don't believe in the chip or the vaccine. They basically refuse it. They live beneath the cities in the abandoned tunnel systems. They're oftentimes referred to as the ones below.
Man, it's crazy because it's kind of happening now. Because here in Vegas, the homeless, they live in the tunnels. They live in the tunnels. I'm gonna do a reaction video to that. Probably tomorrow. So don't watch it. Wait for me.
Refer to themselves as the believers.
Thank you.
But to everyone else in society, they're known as the beneathers. They don't live long at all. They all live to about 40 years old.
Why do they die so young?
Nobody can live outside for years and years at a time without proper care. People need masks and respirators outdoors at all times. The air quality in my time is so poor that nobody can live out there for long. And that's why there's no more houses, and everybody's required to live in pods. Pods are the only kind of living quarters that can protect us from the air pollutants.
Would you be willing to allow us to x-ray that?
Man, we messed up that bad. Like, I don't know what we did, pollution, I don't know what we did, but we messed up that bad. But we can't even go outside and just breathe like that.
That chip in your hand so we can get a visual of it? We paid for it, of course.
You don't believe me, huh?
No, I'm not saying that at all, but visual proof of it would obviously substantiate your claim.
Man, you saying that? I don't like people like that. I would be like, yeah, man, we don't believe. We want to believe you, but right now, we just get, this is crazy, man. You should understand. I hate when people do that.
Set it up.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
That's crazy. If this man has a chip in his hand, man.
His x-ray.
That's crazy. You don't even have to tell me. I see it. That thing by his foot or his hand. Bro, that's crazy. Bro, that gives me chills right now. Like, my hairs are standing up right now. Because this man is dead serious.
Results proved exactly what he said. Although we can't determine the actual technology of the chip itself, Sebastian does in fact have a foreign object implanted in his hand. Now, this doesn't confirm at all his claims of being from the future, but he does have an object in his hand. I mean, perhaps it's all just part of his elaborate hoax. Not only did we get an x-ray from Sebastian, but he also agreed to have blood work done. If he's telling the truth about everyone in the future being born with various forms of metal oxides in their body, this test will easily determine that.
What other things would you say are different in 3036 than they are now?
Well, I'll tell you this. You're as free as you're ever gonna get right now. These are considered the last days of freedom.
Wow.
Your kids won't even see it. So, soak it up, because as simple-minded as your time period is, you got it pretty good. You just don't.
That's crazy. And it's like he looking us dead in the eyes, telling us.
Know it.
What's the population in 3036?
The world population?
Yeah.
Just over 2 billion people. You know what? You might actually be here when the big blackout happens. How old are you again?
42.
So you'll be in your 70s by the time that happens.
That's crazy.
You might want to check out before then.
What's the big blackout?
He said you might want to check out before then. Come on, man.
The big blackout, if I'm not mistaken, happens in December 2052. Basically, everything goes dark for upwards to 5 years. The internet, the power, all gets disconnected on the account of what's called terrorists. But many speculate otherwise. Anyway, 5 years, it's turmoil, riots, you name it. It's pretty much one of the worst of times. It takes them upwards to 20 years to get the power back online.
Did he say 20 years? Dude, do you think that we can go 20 years out, internet, no lights, nothing, basically electronic? Come on. The suicidal rate would be so high, man, because nobody out do and watch what they.
Even then, it's absolute chaos. Believe it or not, our zoo consists of animals like dogs and cats, rabbits, squirrels. These are considered exotic animals. All of the larger species like lions and tigers, cat species, the larger ones, elephants, they're all gone. The larger species no longer exist. We've got large areas, hundreds of miles, thousands of miles, all designated to wind turbines, reflective mirrors, and solar panels. It's one of the few remaining jobs left for residents, but it's also the most dangerous. When children are first born, they're assigned partners, which are called caring ones. These are basically small robots that monitor the child for health conditions.
That's crazy. But that's also good because it means your kids can be more healthier, you know? Always being scanned for health conditions. That's really good. But, man, you have to get that chip. That's what that chip is going to get everybody what they don't have right now. But do you take it? Stand strong, not take it.
The caring ones are assigned with children up until the age 16 when they're legally able to have children. At times, the caring ones can be assigned for longer durations, whether or not the children have mental instabilities, health issues, and other underlying conditions. These caretakers, or robots, are also allowed to detain civilians or residents as well. They read to the children, they teach the children, they basically do all of the duties of a parent, and it's done like this for a reason. From birth, we're taught that these robots are just as important as your parents or siblings.
Wow.
There are no more schools like you know them to be today. Children are taught with AI. We're taught at a young age that all residents are equal, none being more important than the other. There's no more religion. Religious beliefs are strictly forbidden.
I don't know if he meant that by good, but I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual. Because religious is vague, man. So that could be a good thing, but we'll see what else he has to say.
The few people that still practice Christianity are forced to live with beneathers, basically, where there's no access to clean water, health care, and so on. For the most part, people just don't jeopardize it and no longer practice religion. Mating is much different. Residents without any illnesses are allowed to mate upwards to 3 times a year until impregnated. The female population is highly monitored. Male civilians are also put on hormone therapy drugs to regulate mating. If you're caught having children outside of the regulated time periods without a caretaker or a caring one and without getting them vaccines, they're removed from the guardians, and it's speculated that they're either killed or used for food. There's no entertainment like you.
We eating people? That's crazy, man. That's what they was doing with the abortions. We start speaking too much. They come and get me.
Have today. We don't have movies, music, sports. There's no actors, no celebrities, nothing like that. The only form of entertainment we have is to read books. And if you're caught reading a book for any other purpose other than educational purposes, it's against the law. The United States, as you know it today, no longer exists. There's no more government. There's no more countries. Every country is under now what's called a corporation. The whole world is basically under 3 major corporations. We are under what's called the Rothschilds Corp.
Why, when people say that name, it just resonate and shakes your body? Because they the richest family in the world. Man, this is crazy.
The merger of these 3 corporations changed it all. A company named Gavi, which is a Bill Gates corporation. Amazon, which you have today, which they merge and become Gavazon. And then you've got the Rothschilds Group. Those are your 3 major corporations. So what used to be the bigger nations, like United States, Russia, China, they all fall under one corporation, the Rothschilds Corp. We don't celebrate.
This is crazy. This is, man, when it gets this dark, that's when something supernatural happens. Because that's dark. I'm telling you, man, if you ain't, this ain't piercing your soul, man, you got a heart of steel.
Many holidays anymore. We have one known as the Day of the United, which was the merger of the 3 corporations. We have another which is called the Day of the Caring Ones, which is the first day the robot was online and placed inside of residents' homes. There's a global currency now under the corporation. Everything is done via the bank and via this chip.
I just left my interview with Sebastian.
At DriveTime.com, we've been hard at work. And we finally did it.
Did you make it so I can finally see my real payments and shop for thousands of cars with no hit to my credit?
Wait, yes! You can go to DriveTime.com and get approved
with no credit hit. Shop for cars and customize your own payments with no credit hit.
Look, there's a slidey thingy. I'm changing my own payments. I feel strong!
Shop for cars with no credit hit.
Grandma, they did it! DriveTime finally did it!
Shop for cars online with no credit hit at DriveTime.com.
And sure enough, that car's following me again.
I sent Sebastian's hair off to 2 different companies for DNA analysis, and the results are perplexing to say the least. The first record clearly shows no significant links to any DNA strands currently on record. Now, if that wasn't strange enough, the second analysis from a completely different company has 0% all the way down the line. Not a single.
That's crazy. Now, that right there, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's different. That right there would be all the proof I need.
Link. Basically, his bloodline couldn't be traced back to anyone in history. Hello? Sebastian, hi, it's Jack. I have something very interesting I want to talk to you about. Would you mind if we set up a time to talk again?
Jack, I'm sorry I can't. I wasn't being completely honest with you about how I got here. Jack, I really can't talk about it. I'm sorry, I have to go.
Wait, Sebastian, is everything okay?
Jack, I can't talk. I have to go.
Hello? Hello? Sebastian?
It's crazy. I say they playing the baby or something.
He's not answering.
Hello, yes, my name is Jack Helms. I'm calling about one of your tenants. His name is Sebastian. I haven't been able to reach him in over a week.
He never say anything to me. He never say anything to me. He just leave all his stuff.
Oh, really?
That's crazy. And you got people that's vouching and saying, hey, this dude is the real deal. I don't know what this dude is, but man, he carry himself to a T like this. He's different.
Well, if you see him, can you tell him that Jack Helms is looking for him?
Yeah, okay.
That's crazy.
For the past week, every time I leave the house, I'm pretty sure I'm being followed.
Sheriff's deputies recovered a body. They say it is a male, but they were not able to make a clear ID.
While there's no face to put with the story, human remains found in a thickly wooded area off Old Highway 20.
There's no face to put with the story, only belonging.
A real-life mystery that today sits stored away in evidence bags.
Around 8 this morning, a body was found. Police right now calling this a suspicious death investigation.
Although we can't confirm that this is in fact the remains of Sebastian, I did find it strange that the victim's left hand was missing. That would have been the hand he had the chip in. Also, Cypress Park, where the victim was found, was the same location I first met with Sebastian.
Man, come on. That's too much of a coincidence. Too much.
So why are we here?
I like it here. It's a good place to come and gather your thoughts. You know?
One thing I've been meaning to ask you. How did you get here?
It was just an accident. I didn't mean to come here.
By accident? What do you mean?
Well, I mean, I didn't come here on purpose.
With all due respect, how does that happen? How does somebody accidentally time travel?
Turn off the camera.
That's crazy.
Turn it off.
Hey, when he's saying stuff like that, he's that serious, man. Like, he's not smiling. He ain't laughing about anything.
Okay, listen. We can't talk about that kind of stuff. Officially, the record is I got here by accident. Do you understand? I'm going to tell you something, but it's completely off the record. By no means can you go around telling people what I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
.3036. That's it. That's the end.
Wait, what?
3036 is the last year that humanity will exist. See, the Earth ends for most living species every 6,300 years or so. It's supposedly the Earth's natural cycle, but that depends on who you ask. Mostly the beneathers, but others too. They believe it's the return of the supreme race. You see, they believe the Anunnaki are returning.
We've been hearing a lot about Anunnaki. And I think the Anunnaki always appeared in every timeline, the prehistoric timeline, teaching us how to make fire. Because how we was that intelligent to make fire, to know how to make fire. Somebody taught us, or to bury the dead. Somebody had to teach us.
The Anunnaki?
Right. The Anunnaki are the supreme race who live on what NASA has named Planet X. But we know it as Nibiru in my time. Your government already knows about this planet. They've already told you that. They just don't tell you the truth about it. See, the truth was kept from everyone for many years. Your government is fully aware of the supreme race. And I mean that as in today, current time.
That's correct.
And this information doesn't actually surface for another 800 years or more.
They kept it a secret that long. They still didn't come out and just tell us directly.
You see, that was the problem. It was kept alive for so long that it's hard for people to believe what's being told anymore. In the end, we probably won't ever know the truth. But, as a wise man once said, history is nothing more than a set of lies agreed upon.
Wow. I ain't gonna lie. I think that happened. I think he was real. I think he was real, and I think they stopped him from going back. They caught up to him. And they burnt him and killed him. That was really good. Man, you know, I believe the Anunnaki have a huge thing to be in this. And it's gonna be interesting to see how things start shaping up, because they're already telling us already that there's aliens out there. But we're so busy worried about the wrong things at the wrong time, not reading what they putting in front of us. Y'all make sure y'all like and subscribe. Appreciate y'all. Hang out.